Hello everyone, back to today's first video, doing the 5-day forecast. Today's first video. Later on today, we're going to have a look at the weather for the next week to 10 days. And we'll see what could be around the corner as we go through into the new year. Actually, the 5-day forecast will take us just into the new year. I think go to Monday the 2nd of January with this 5-day forecast. But later on, we'll have a look at weather through the first couple of weeks of January on a bit of a knife edge. That's where we're going to pull in some cold air across the country from the east. Big cold will be sitting across Scandinavia later next week. It could be threatening to move in, but we've got to get the Atlantic to play ball. Anyway, I'll talk about all that in the second video, but I'll be with you this afternoon. So, if you want to get on 5-day forecast, just say about the ads. This is where to go to all the pages. If you have a browser widget to click through the link, you have it to pay for our website. Thanks very much for doing that. There's also video ads, both pages, which overlap content when you watch, make close back up again. And it does help to pay for GazWeatherViz.com. The websites for using for 5-day forecast, as always, coming from the weatheroutlook.com and weathercentral.de. You can find a link to both those websites on the links page. So we're going to start off with the radar picture, of course, as we always do. Won't be dwelling on this for too long because it's virtually universally dry day across the country. We have got a little bit of patchy rain across the Outer Hebrides, but the main thing has been the fog down across the south. There's been some very, very dense patches of freezing fog this morning. And some of that fog is going to linger on through the day. It could be a really cold day where that happens. Temperatures are going to be staying around freezing all day. Actually, I'm going to show you the temperatures with this right now. So if we click temperature, we can see the temperatures. There's a big north-south split today. So in the north, it's very mild really across the west of Scotland. Temperatures in the Outer Hebrides around 10 degrees Celsius, 50 Fahrenheit. Most of Scotland around 6 or 7 degrees, and also Northern Ireland as well. The divide really is across northern England, where temperatures start to do a bit of a plunge through the Vale of York. They're still around freezing, no doubt, in freezing fog patches. And then we come down in towards the Midlands, east parts of England, where temperatures are hovering around freezing as well. It is milder along the south coast. Of course, it's milder down across Cornwall, close to the Gulf Stream. But generally, it's a cold day for England and Wales, and a mild day for Scotland and Northern Ireland. Now, where that fog lingers into the afternoon, we're going to be seeing temperatures holding at around freezing, or maybe even a bit below freezing all day. So an ice day is certainly on the cards under that freezing fog. Otherwise, we'll see the temperatures just struggling to around 2, 3, 4 degrees. It is going to be a cold day. The static pressure chart looks like it should be mild, but we've got a classic winter high causing an inversion. So it means that aloft, if I show you the temperature aloft, you'll be able to see that it's relatively mild in the upper atmosphere. There we are, looks nice and mild. But down on the surface, across England and Wales anyway, we're radiating the heat out into space very quickly, and it's becoming colder on the surface than it is aloft. Some people consider this to be sort of faux cold, fake cold, but as far as I'm concerned, cold is cold. It feels cold, it is cold, although it is milder in the upper atmosphere. If temperatures around freezing, in freezing fog, then you're having a cold day. So we're going to have a cold day for many parts of England and Wales today. Some of that freezing fog will linger on right throughout the day, and temperatures, as I've already explained, will stay around freezing. Otherwise, in the sunshine, that's above the fog, temperatures will get up to around 2, 3 or 4 degrees. It is milder for Scotland and Northern Ireland, most definitely. The winds are in from the southwest. They're dragging in quite a lot of cloud. Most temperatures are going up to around 6, 7 degrees, but 10 degrees in the Outer Hebrides, very mild there. Mostly dry, just a little bit of patchy rain in the very far northwest. Overnight tonight, we're going to find that fog thickening up very quickly this evening. So overnight, we're going to get fogged up again across many parts of England and Wales. Some really dense patches around, hazardous dry conditions. I can show you the visibility chart from Weather Online. If I link to Weather Online on the links page, this is it, and you see how thick the fog is going to be, particularly through parts of the Midlands and East England. Visibility at or under 50 metres, so very dense fog patches coming up to some places overnight. And again, you notice that for Scotland and Northern Ireland, we're essentially fog and we will be frost free. So a really cold night to come in the south. Temperatures going down widely to -2 or -3. Some rural areas could get as low as -5 or -6. Dense freezing fog patches around as well. Completely different up in the north. Milder, breezy, with quite a bit of cloud, and there will be patchy light rain in the far northwest of Scotland as well. Temperatures there holding up at around 6 or 7 degrees. Moving through into Thursday, still the north-south split continues. We're under the ridge across the south, but the north has an increasingly freshening southwesterly wind. So the wind's going to get up across Scotland and Northern Ireland. It can turn quite windy, and there'll be a lot of cloud being dragged in with that wind. But to the east of high ground, we could break up some of that cloud, get some sunny spells. There'll also be some patchy light rain in the northwest of Scotland again as well. For England and Wales, we start off with on quite a severe note with very dense fog around in places. Hazardous driving, just do take care if you're out and about driving tomorrow morning. Some of that fog will linger right through the day, through the Midlands, parts of East Anglia, up in towards the Vale of York, coming down into the southeast of England. Be another really cold day where that happens. An ice day certainly possible. Temperatures staying around freezing all day. Otherwise, like today, if the fog clears, sunny spells will come through, lifting temperatures to around 2 or 3 degrees at best. A cold day in the south, a mild day up in the north. Now, as we move through into Friday, we're getting a little bit of a change. The ridge is still there in the south, but I think we're starting to lose at least some of the fog potential as we begin to infiltrate more cloud from the north and west. So I suspect on Friday morning the fog is more restricted to parts of the Midlands, East Anglia, South East England. There could still be some very dense patches around, but I don't think it'll be quite as widespread or severe on Friday morning, with generally more in way of low cloud across the south of the country. For the north, we've got this southwesterly wind keeping going, so it's quite a breezy day, and eventually we're going to bring a cold front down into the north of Scotland. That heralds the next change, with outbreaks of rain moving into northern and west Scotland. Quite heavy rain by the close of play on Friday. Temperatures in the north will be very mild, so for Scotland, Northern Ireland, Northern England, we're going to be seeing temperatures of around 10, 11, 12 degrees, a really mild day. In the south, it will be colder, but probably not quite as cold as the days preceding. So temperatures around 5 or 6 degrees, about average really, down in the south. If any fog lingers, though, again, it will be colder than those temperatures suggest. And then through to New Year's Eve, we get the next change coming through. We've got a cold front pushing southeastwards across the country on New Year's Eve, with the winds going into the north behind it. So we're going to have a band of rain across Scotland, through much of New Year's Eve. Eventually that will move south into Northern Ireland and Northern England. Some of that rain will be quite heavy. Following behind, much colder air, and the showers will turn increasingly to snow across northern Scotland by the end of New Year's Eve. That leaves the rest of England and Wales still under the ridge, so technically there could still be some dense fog, but I think we will have a lot of cloud coming down, so from the north, so that should limit the fog potential. But there is a chance that even on New Year's Eve there might be a few fog patches still left across the south and the southeast. Temperatures around 7, 8, 9 degrees generally, but turning much colder behind that cold front, just 2 degrees across the north of Scotland. As Big Ben chimes, we're going to find that cold front coming southwards, if anything. So what's going to happen is that we'll move that cold front down across the country overnight, New Year's Eve into New Year's Day. A band of heavy rain across the Northern Ireland and Northern England, push it down in towards Wales and the Midlands through the second half of the night. Cold air with northerly winds follow along behind. Here they come, bringing snow showers into Scotland. You could have a little bit of snow around midnight up in the far north. In the south, generally staying frost-free and mostly dry until morning. So it shouldn't be too bad for New Year revellers down in the south, but you'll need to wrap up warm in the north because it could be a cold night, New Year's Eve into New Year's Day. New Year's Day will move that cold front down across England and Wales. It's a slow old process, so you're going to have quite a cloudy, wet day across England and Wales. And as the rain gets into the south, so through the Midlands into East Anglia, South East England, it looks like it's going to stall a bit, and it may be on all day with those outbreaks of rain. Now the cold air is following along behind, and on the back edge of this rain, if it does linger in the south later on New Year's Day. We might find some of the rain turning to sleet or snow. I don't think it'll amount to too much. Could be enough to give a dusting, especially over hills, but it will be notable that we probably we could get our first flakes of snow of the season across some southern, southeastern parts on New Year's Day. Behind that cold front, it is much colder air with snow showers coming into Scotland and also northeastern parts of England on those northerly winds. Temperatures barely above freezing. Across much of Scotland, just 1 or 2 degrees. In the south, we probably start off fairly mild with temperatures of around 6 or 7 degrees, but they'll tend to drop through the day, so probably finishing up at around 3 or 4 degrees. And then we finish the 5-day forecast period on Bank Holiday Monday, and we're still within a cold air mass bringing the air in from the north. So we might get a little bit of snow in the southeast overnight, New Year's Day into Bank Holiday Monday, but by Bank Holiday Monday there should be plenty of sunshine coming through, and basically we just have snow showers peppering Scotland and eastern coast of England. Most places will be dry with sparkling winter sunshine, but it'll be cold with temperatures generally just 2 or 3 degrees. Some places in the north might stay around freezing right throughout the day. Notice these very deep blue colours into Scandinavia. That's a big cold pool that's setting up to our northeast, and we've got to be watching out for what's happening with that cold pool as we run through the rest of next week, and I'll talk more about that in today's second video. Finally, having a look at the charts from the weather outlook. Loads of dry weather today. This is suggesting lots of sunshine. We know it's not quite that straightforward. There's more cloud in the north where it's milder, and we've got those dense fog patches down in the south, which will linger throughout the day. Where they clear, the sun will come out, but expect the fog to thicken up later on this afternoon and into this evening. More of the same for Thursday. Again, it shows good sunshine for England and Wales, but it won't be that straightforward. There will be those dense fog patches in places as well. Friday we bring wet weather in towards the north and west as that cold front begins to edge in from the northwest. England and Wales mostly dry. New Year's Eve we start to push that cold front southwards across the country, across the north of the country anyway, and then that moves down through the UK as we go through into New Year's Day. Some of that rain will be lingering on for much of the day in the south. It might turn to snow on the back edge. Following behind is very cold air with snow showers in the north. Doesn't really show those snow showers, but I think they will be there for the north of Scotland. I'd say some of this rain on the back edge, because it is lingering down in the south, might turn a bit wintry. And then we finish up on Bank Holiday Monday looking cold and a lot of dry weather. That suggests rain, but I think it would be cold enough for snow showers actually around northern east coast. I don't think they'll be widespread, but certainly a cold north wind as we go through into the new year. So in summary, for our last 5-day forecast of 2016, going to be cold really. We're going to have a lot of frost and fog in the south to begin with. It's milder in the north, and then over the new year we'll lose the fog risk, but we'll turn the winds into the north. A band of rain moves south through New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Some of that might turn a bit wintry on the back edge down in the south if it lingers on, as I think it might do. And then following on behind, we've got sunny spells, but it'll be very cold with a north wind and some snow showers to greet the start of 2017 up in the north. Come back later on, see what's going to happen beyond the 5-day forecast period. But that's all for now, and thanks for watching.